Today we're here because what? It's the name. It's the spotlight. I know a lot of people get a lot of questions because this is the first time we're here.
Yeah.
This is the first time. Maybe you're the first time. I've never been in this situation. I'm feeling nervous.
You're nervous.
But you know what? We're here for friends.
Hello and welcome back to this entertainment segment where we talk about anything and everything to do with entertainment KE. And without much further ado, let's dive into our story of this video. So recently, Betty Kyallo and her boyfriend Charlie Jones were at Diana Marua's event. People noticed that the two appeared intoxicated, and I've begun this video with a clip where we've seen Betty Kyallo's boyfriend losing his cool. Now,
Yeah. You were just a fan of me. Just a fan of this relationship.
Okay, baby. Okay, guys, thanks. It's not a big deal.
I've gotten to take a look at some of the interviews Betty Kyallo and Herman did while at this event, and there's a lot to notice actually. Let's start with the video we've already seen where he's losing his cool. First of all, we can see them holding drinks and it's not wrong, but let's talk about how whenever Betty Kyallo, or most of the times Betty Kyallo is with this guy publicly, they always appear intoxicated and a bit close to out of control, and that's losing control right there. He clearly snapped at someone, and we don't know who he snapped at, but it's very evident that he was, he lost his cool, he lost his control, and Betty Kyallo is trying to attempt to bring him down. Towards the end of the video, we can hear her say, "Okay, baby," and what not.
Yeah.
You were just a fan of me. Just a fan of this relationship.
Okay, baby. Okay, guys, thanks. It's not a big deal.
Now, the other videos prove that Betty Kyallo was a bit on edge of maybe his reaction, because I don't know hii ni interview ya Gapi walifanya, but the other videos of the interviews or the other interviews they did, Betty Kyallo seems like she's a bit on edge, a bit worried about what her man will say next. Remember, Betty Kyallo is a person who has a reputation to maintain. Although she's done her share of reading that reputation, she still is a person who is constantly monitored by the public. So it kind of seems like she's a bit on edge in these other interviews, and I want you to tell me if this is just to be. Let's take a look at this video.
When you look at Betty, he has been in this industry for a long time. We know she knows how to handle stuff on social media.
Yeah.
But on you, how have you been able to do that? Because for Betty, we know.
Okay, my answer is simple. Like, I'm not employed. I am self-made. I do my own shit. So anybody who has an opinion about me, unless you're paying me, and I pay myself. So unless you're giving me the money, I have nothing to say to you. You can say whatever stuff you want to do. You're living a bad life. You should be worried about making it out of the hood. I did that. Okay? So I have nothing to say to any other thing or respond to any other person because I'm doing my own stuff.
At your wedding. Babe, let's go. I'm waiting. We'll wait for him to say something.
It's also the way she rushed towards the end of the interview, as if she was like, we're done here. So maybe they were in a rush, but it also comes out as, no, we don't want more questions, please. On top of that, let's talk about her reaction to Hio's suggestion, your wedding. When you're dating a person, what's the end goal? Because I've realized, the end goal for some people right now in our society today is not really marriage. And you would think that Betty Kyallo and her man, given that they've loved each other so well, so publicly, and they always seem to be happy together, you would think that they'd want to spend the rest of their lives together. But with that reaction from Betty Kyallo, that doesn't seem to be happening soon. Let me know what you think about that reaction from Betty Kyallo. Me personally, it tells me there might be no wedding from the two, but let me know what you think in the comment section. The other thing to take note of course, people have noted his accent and whatnot, but let's talk about his answer where he was asked how does he feel when people come at them, when netizens come at them, when they receive backlash online for loving each other, because Betty Kyallo is a person who is, always in the limelight. She's dealt with this kind of thing. So the interviewers were asking him, how do you deal with this sort of thing? And this was his response.
It's simple. Like, I'm not employed. I am self-made. I do my own shit. So anybody who has an opinion about me, unless you're paying me, and I pay myself. So unless you're giving me the money, I have nothing to say to you. You can say whatever stuff you want to do. You're living a bad life.
I don't know why I feel his response was a bit extra. I feel like angesema tu, they don't affect me, you know. It doesn't really matter what anyone says about me. I feel like he felt he needed to prove a point, and he went ahead to prove it, akisema that he's self-made. Like, tell me how. I ask you about, you know, how are you responding to the backlash you've been getting online? And then you tell me that you're self-made. I kind of feel he brought that in to sort of prove a point. And there's always been, you know, with a Koga Benton sort of like relationship, which is how we see this relationship of Betty Kyallo and her current boyfriend, people tend to expect that it's always the older woman who is fending and providing for the younger man. And there have been certain incidents to kind of give netizens this notion, even in Betty Kyallo's relationship. For instance, this guy has been spotted sometimes driving Betty Kyallo's car, and when you look at such situations, people end up believing that it is indeed Betty Kyallo who is fending or providing for him and whatnot. However, he comes in and he says he's self-made. I think that was to kind of sway away the notion that he is being provided by Betty Kyallo. He also goes ahead to talk about how he does things for Betty Kyallo and she likes to show off, but he also does things for her that he tells her, you know, you don't need to show off, you know, you just need to chill. So I kind of feel like he wanted to prove a point, and that's honestly my genuine opinion about those interviews. And also, I've seen people saying similar things online, but of course the opinion that matters the most is yours, because you've taken your precious time to watch this video. I cannot tell you how much appreciating I am of you, so kindly subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.